Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon. Bill Bryant with Barbara Bailey as WKYT News continues at 12:30. A major shakeup today at the state capitol in Frankfort. Governor Beshear announced that Lieutenant Governor Jerry Abramson is stepping down to take a position at the White House.
Former state auditor Crit Llewellyn has been appointed to take his place. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Frankfort with our top story at 12:30. Mark?
Good afternoon, Bill and Barbara. Lieutenant Governor Jerry Abramson says when leaders at the White House contacted him 2 months ago, asking if he would be interested in coming to work underneath the president, he says he was torn because he considers Kentucky his home. But he says after he thought about it, he realized he could not turn down an opportunity to sit at the policy table with President Obama. Now, the lieutenant governor says in his new role of deputy assistant to President Obama for intergovernmental affairs, he will act as the middleman between the White House and local and state governments on domestic issues like public transportation, job training, affordable housing, and minimum wage. Governor Steve Beshear says he believes having a Kentuckian in the West Wing could help here at home if Abramson is able to help secure funding for important issues like childhood education. A well-known political figure, Crit Llewellyn, will be the new second in command in the state. The former state auditor doesn't believe she will be taking on any new initiatives, but she says just like Abramson, she will continue to support the governor.
Jerry Abramson and Crit Llewellyn are true public servants in every sense of that cliched phrase. That is to say, if you live or work in Kentucky, your life is better because they have committed themselves to making it better. They are friends of Kentucky and they're personal friends of mine.
This governor has given me an opportunity to be at his side and to work through the issues that, as he said, and I truly believe, have transformed the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Now, Abramson says he will step down as lieutenant governor and start working in Obama's cabinet next Thursday at 5 p.m. He says he will serve there in the West Wing until the end of the president's term. Live here in Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. And when asked if those heavy Democratic losses in the election on Tuesday may have had anything to do with the appointment, Abramson said that this is an amazing opportunity regardless of how the president is doing in the polls. Now, we have more on Jerry Abramson and that new position he'll be taking at the White House. He'll be working with the Office of Public Engagement. The White House says the office helps to make government transparent and responsible. Abramson will help state governments manage policy issues like infrastructure, natural disasters, and public health. That includes coordinating with states on the upcoming second open enrollment under the Obama health care law. His resignation as Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth is effective November 13th.
A new WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass Poll is already looking ahead to next year's race for governor. Allison Lundergan Grimes made her bid for U.S. Senator, but half of those polled say she should not make a bid for governor. Attorney General Jack Conway scored the highest favorable opinion, with 27% of those polled in favor of him in that role as governor. Republican Agriculture Secretary James Comer had 13% in favor, with 41% not having an opinion at all. And Republican Hal Heiner had an 8% favorable rating. Primaries for the governor's race begin in May.
Well, the 2014 election continued this morning in Lincoln County. Two separate races ended up in a tie. So a coin flip this morning was used to determine who will fill the final seat of the Stanford City Council and the Crab Orchard City Commission. Randall Price won the coin toss in the commissioner's race, and John Salee won in that city council race.
We're continuing to track a crash investigation in Woodford County this afternoon. That's where a man drove his car over a bridge and into a creek on Old Frankfort Pike, not far from Versailles. It happened around 1 o'clock this morning. An officer stationed on a Woodford County road was able quickly to help the man. Police say the driver took the curve too quickly.
I was out in the area on patrol, observed a vehicle coming around the corner at a high rate of speed, left the roadway, and went down the embankment.
Now, besides speed, police believe the weather may also have played a factor in this accident.
In Laurel County, we're tracking details after nearly a half-dozen homes were broken into. At least 5 people who live in the Lilly community are telling WKYT News that they came home from work late yesterday to find that their homes had been broken into, some ransacked. They say they're missing valuables like silver. Some medicine cabinets were also targeted. And police say in these cases, thieves used a prying device to break open the doors.
This afternoon, troopers are still investigating after a man was found dead in a parking lot. The victim has now been identified as 34-year-old Bill Russell Collins of Knott County. That murder happened yesterday in Floyd County. State police say Collins was found in a parking lot north of Prestonsburg. Police living nearby reported hearing gunshots moments before Collins was found. State police say they're interviewing persons of interest.
A Philadelphia woman whose violent abduction was caught on tape is safe and now reunited with her family this afternoon. The 22-year-old nursing assistant is home after surviving a violent abduction Sunday night in Philadelphia. Police say she suffered some minor injuries but is okay. Her nightmare ended when federal agents arrested 37-year-old Delvin Barnes at a strip mall near Baltimore.
He's a vicious predator. He's off the streets, and hopefully he'll be in jail for the rest of his life.
There is still no word on why the suspect kidnapped the woman. Police say there is no indication that they knew each other. Some new research that may reduce the number of teenagers who use tobacco.
And the CDC is urging more women to get screened for cervical cancer. Ebony Williams has details in this Better Living report.
A new government report shows about 8 million women were not screened for cervical cancer in the past 5 years. More than half of new cervical cancer cases are with women who have never or rarely been tested. Women without health insurance or a regular doctor were less likely to be screened. New research in Scotland finds teens who live near tobacco shops are almost 50% more likely to smoke. Researchers suggest anti-smoking campaigns for teenagers should include ways to cut down on the number of tobacco stores. And many minimally invasive cosmetic procedures are safe. That's according to researchers at Northwestern University. They looked at 20,000 facial procedures, including ones that use fillers and laser devices. They found the procedures have minor side effects like bruising, redness, and swelling, which usually go away on their own. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Ebony Williams, CBS News, New York.